Who's the number one YouTuber you watch?
Grant Cohn. You gotta watch him. He's got the best information on sports.
The most overrated player on the 49ers.
Why are we doing this? I thought it was going to be positive. Good
It will be. It will be. It will be.
Overrated player on the team. Offense, defense?
The whole team.
All right. God, you're going to get me killed. Deebo Samuel.
Ooh, interesting.
So listen.
No, that's a fair answer. That's a fair answer.
I got a lot of pushback around the time when Deshaun Watson was on the table. And people literally looked me in my face and said, no way you include Deebo Samuel in any trade for Deshaun Watson. So you mean to tell me that a wide receiver who is often injured, doesn't run all the routes, is utilized in a way of the best way that they can utilize him, and this is no slight at Deebo Samuel, is the deal breaker in getting a franchise quarterback? That's what I mean by overrated. It's almost like a large portion of this fan base has you do not touch Deebo Samuel. There's no way you can ever trade him. There's no way
better
that you're
than A.J. Brown.
Better than yeah. They got taken over A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf, and we're fine with that.
Ooh.
I think it's Deebo Samuel.
I didn't think of that, but you're absolutely right. I mean, he's rated very, very high off of one season of production. That wasn't even as good as a lot of other people. Okay, I'm going to go with someone else. And you're not saying Deebo's bad. You're just saying he's overrated.
No,
okay?
I just, again, for what he's asked to do, and I understand the offense in 2019 when he was on the field for a large portion was great. A lot of that has to do with the running game, and a lot of that is the problems that he causes when he has the ball in his hands. But you look at the routes that he runs, how successful he is on them, and especially when you talk about the injuries, the way people talk about Deebo Samuel in this fan base, it's almost like you're talking about a guy that cannot be touched, it has to be a lifetime 49er. I love him. I love the style play, but you guys, when I had people tell me there's no way you trade Deebo Samuel for Deshaun Watson when that was an idea, that's the deal breaker, Deebo Samuel. If that's what the Texans wanted at the time to get Deshaun Watson, I'll pack Deebo Samuel's bags myself. Well, what are we talking about here? So that's what I mean when it comes to that.
Great answer. Good player, overrated. I'm going to say someone who's also very good and more overrated, in my opinion. Nick Bosa. And again, I'm not saying he doesn't have the potential to be the best player in the league, because he does have the potential to do that. But the fact is, he's rated as a top 20 player in the league right now. He was rated top, 17 in the NFL by his peers, by his freaking peers. 17 after 1 year and 9 sacks. I think that's a little much. I'm not saying he can't get there or won't get there, but he's still looked at as a premium elite player. He's missed 1 year, played 1 year, 9 sacks. I think people are getting a little ahead of themselves just because they feel like it's an obvious projection. Well, he has to stay healthy and prove it. One more surgery, and the whole thing is in jeopardy. So I'm going to say people have gotten a little ahead of themselves on Nick Bosa because it seems like an inevitability that he's going to get there.
See, the reason that I have a tough time saying that is because when Nick Bosa was healthy, he was one of the best in the game. At no point is Deebo Samuel ever one of the best in the game. And that's where I'll push back on that. And again, it's not about me thinking Deebo's bad. It's about how this fan base overrates what he does. And that's really what it is more than anything. And I still believe that Deebo Samuel can do more. He's just a product of, what he's a product of.
Yeah.
So I don't have to say.
No, absolutely. Though the Bosa thing reminds me a little bit of the Kaepernick thing. Like, Kaepernick had a great first half a season. I mean, 2012 was amazing, and people got really excited. Jaworski said he was going to be the best quarterback of all time. And I feel like sometimes the lesson there was like, why don't we just let him prove it? We don't necessarily have to call it after 8 starts or 16 starts. And I think there's a little bit of that going on with Nick Bosa because it looks obvious, but he still has to prove it. And I think he definitely could end up being a top 10 player in the NFL, but I wouldn't put anyone in that area after 17 games. I just wouldn't.
I mean, so that's valid. It's just like when I've seen
he could be there next year. Yeah, he could be there next year. Yeah, that's awesome.